Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, what we want to speak about before we dive into this video, if you do not want to have a child with a certain someone, do not go the distance. This YouTube, you got to watch what you say. So understand that I'm speaking clearly. Do not go the distance because the act of intercourse can result to having a child. And if you end up having a child, you got to understand as a man, I'm speaking to men, that it's highly likely that you will be on the hook to help take care of that child. Now, what are you talking about, Team Tiggio? I am speaking about a gentleman. I can't call him a gentleman. I could call him something else, actually, but I won't call him that neither. But what he did was just despicable. He went about and added antifreeze to a 18-day-old baby's milk, breast milk specifically. You went the distance. You asked the mother of the child to terminate. The mother of the child did not want to terminate. So she had your child. So you tell the cops, oh, I did this because I didn't want to pay child support. Now think about it. The child is still living. The child would never, ever, ever, ever want to see you because you hurt that child before that child can even defend itself or his or herself. Let's just say it that way. And I have no words that you will go about and do such a thing. When they tested the breast milk, because the mom wanted a healthy child, she was doing everything she could to provide a healthy child for you. Because regardless if you want this child or not, you brought forth life when you had intercourse with the mother. And then you go about your day as nothing happened after you added this antifreeze to this child's milk. In my opinion, you're just a despicable human being. And whatever ever happened to you while you were in jail, they gave you 50 years in jail, where it's mandatory that you do 40 of those 50. They gave you forever. So whatever you try to do to this child, the child got protected, and now you in your forever home. Do not, do not, do not have intercourse with a woman that you do not like. So let's go and play this video. Let's play the video so we can get down on it. Play the video.
South Fulton police say a man will spend at least 40 years behind bars after he was convicted of adding antifreeze to breast milk. Police say Curtis Jack picked up the milk from the mothers of his child who was in the hospital after having their daughter. Police say Jack delivered the milk to the child's grandmother, and the child became very sick within 24 hours. They say Jack admitted to putting the antifreeze in the bottles. He was sentenced to 50 years, but will have to serve 40 in custody. This morning,
And
South Fulton police say a man
I
will
don't
spend
have
at least 40
any any um thing to say. I don't have anything to say. A Georgia father was sentenced to 50 years in prison after a Fulton County grand jury found him guilty of poisoning breast milk for his newborn daughter with antifreeze. You got to realize this child was only 18 days old. 18 days old. Curtis Jack, who was charged with felony criminal attempt to commit murder and felony first degree cruelty to children, was found guilty on all counts. The South Fulton Police Department said Thursday evening. This is a fool. I said it. This is a fool. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison with 40 years to serve in custody. All right. Jack was arrested on October 16, 2020, after his 18-day-old daughter tested positive. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word, but it's antifreeze. I can say that word. And it's a chemical found in automotive antifreeze. See, what somebody probably told this fool, right? They probably told this guy, Curtis Jack, how to take care of the baby, or maybe he even did a Google search, how it was detectable, or maybe he saw a ID video or whatever he did. This is a prime suspect who should never have had a child in the first place. You begged this woman probably for intercourse over and over and over. She succumbed to your pleas because with a face like yours, she had to stomach it. Then she became pregnant. You asked her to terminate the child. She says, no, I'm going to keep this child because I'm pro life. I wasn't there. I'm only speculating. Let's carry on. While at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Scottish Rite Hospital, according to Fox 5 Atlanta at the time, South Fulton Police said the infant was born on September 24, 2020. So the child will be 4 this year to Jack and a woman he worked with after he repeatedly insisted she terminate the pregnancy. The two have been in an intimate relationship since January of that year. So they were only, excuse me, they were only with sex with benefits. And in 9 months, you got comfortable. You pulled off the hat off of the pencil, or however you want to say it. This YouTube got to watch what you say. Jack admitted to South Fulton detectives he added antifreeze to bottles of breast milk he picked up on October 1st, 2020, from his daughter's mother, who was still hospitalized after giving birth. So let's get this right. You are in care of this child. The mother is still in a hospital. And the way it works, I learned this. I learned this. In the hospital, if the mother is still sick and the child is healthy, they would discharge the child and somebody have to come pick up the child. And that's possibly what happened in this case. What you did, I can't call you brother, I can't call you my friend. What you did, sir, I can still call you sir, I guess, but I can't call you brother because you're not my brother. The mother was still hospitalized after giving birth. But because she was hospitalized, she still wanted what was best for her child. So what she ended up doing was pumped. She entrusted you with her body. She birthed your child. She birthed your child, Curtis Jack. And then what you end up doing was despicable. I hope those guys shank you. I said it. I said it. This video may be demonetized. I hope those guys find out and read your paperwork and you get a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's terrible. He then took the poisoned bottles to the baby's grandmother, who was also caring for the woman's other child while she was in the hospital. So think about it. The grandmother is in care of the child. You poison the bottle. It's another child involved. So now the grandmother has to take time out her day and she has to do whatever she can to protect this child. So now what happens to the innocent? Both children are innocent, but what happens to the other child that's not yours? With 24 hours, the baby girl became critically ill and was suspected of being poisoned, police said. During Jack's trial, the baby's mother and grandmother testified for the state along with law enforcement officers and medical experts. A demonstration of how easy it was to poison the breast milk was also presented to the court. Jack was booked into the Fulton County Jail early Friday. Now, when was this? This is 3 days ago, so this just happened last week. Curtis Jack is a despicable human being. This is your child, and you tried to terminate your own child. Not only was you a carefree attempt to murderer, it didn't work because the child, I didn't read anything in the information that the child was terminated. So that means that the child survived. You failed, Curtis Jack. That child survived. You would never have nothing to do with your own child because if that was if I was the mother or vice versa, if I was the dad and the mom did something like that, you would never see your child. That's the way I feel about it. Nobody's going to change my mind on that. Nevertheless, leave it in the comments how you feel about this because this is sensitive. But nevertheless, it's Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, subscribe as we'll be coming to you with more videos in the future. And once again, we will see you in the next video.